Hi everyone, I'm Alex Myslikov. I'm head in data science at Tokopedia. Before Tokopedia, I've been working in Agoda on improving ranking and recommendations. And also I've been working in Samsung where I designed very big models and trained networks on HPC clusters. So um, these two worlds delivered me here to Tokopedia where I have a freedom to get both of the worlds. One is very practical world of the models which must be deployed and designed in months. And another is highly experimental and creative world of big models and cutting-edge technologies. So here in Tokopedia, we can also explore both of the worlds under much higher load, since Tokopedia is 10th largest site in Asia. And here in this lecture, I'm going to discuss several aspects of our machine learning strategy. And in this lecture, I would like to convince you to use supervised learning methods. But first, let me introduce our 11-year journey. Originally started in 2009 as a small C2C business connecting Indonesian sellers and buyers. Tokopedia grew into multi-billion business, and in 2017 we get a $1 billion funding round from Alibaba, and also built famous tower, which is the 25-story building in very central Jakarta. And recently in 2020 we celebrated our 11-year anniversary. We are pretty much a large company, and now we have about 5,000 employees and 80 million active users monthly. We deliver goods to 89 districts in Indonesia, and recently we get 1 billion products in our platform, which is sold by almost 9 million of the merchants. Mostly those merchants are first-time entrepreneurs. Actually, you can buy pretty much everything on Tokopedia, starting from cars or cell phones or even lizards. Yes, we have lizards. So that makes our products redundant, noisy, weird, whatever else. And so that means we need to try just everything we can in machine learning stack. And this chart, you can see the graph of our methods we ever tried. We have reinforcement learning, we have unsupervised learning, but mostly we are 100% focused on supervised learning strategy. That's our core value we have. And I would like to discuss how we can stick to using supervised methods, even if it's difficult, challenging, and not obvious how one can achieve this. But actually, we will cover subtle difference between supervised and unsupervised methods, which actually have many connections, as you will see later in this lecture. So for that reason, we have three boxes. One big box is semi-supervised learning, and a kind of subset of these methods are purely supervised and also unsupervised methods. So we will also explore the connections between these areas. But first, let's understand what we can learn in a supervised way. Maybe you remember from scikit-learn, we can have these funny pictures plotting several clusters of a different shape. So the best we can do in unsupervised way is to count the clusters. And the difference in unsupervised methods lies in the way how we can discover the clusters and also how we can handle pathological shapes of the clusters. So for instance, you can see that 2 months, the methods which can count clusters in 2 months dataset often cannot count them in case if clusters are not so convex. And this convexity problem actually is central in the development of unsupervised learning methods. And in cases when every class belongs to some cluster, and this cluster has nice form, it's possible that unsupervised and supervised methods will have pretty much similar comparable accuracies, as you can see here in this picture, where we plot the feature vectors in multidimensional space projected by multidimensional scaling T sine E and global sine E. So here in this picture you can see that every class represented by different color can be classified pretty much nicely, but in reality most real-life machine learning problems have a highly non-convex and disconnected space with many islands, isolated points, and so on. So these pictures are real. Again, this is representation of your feature vectors, but projected in some funny way. So here, if you will try unsupervised methods, you will clearly see that they will fail to isolate points and to connect the islands. But it's important to do so in order to have a high accuracy. So that means supervised learning has several benefits, and the topmost benefit is to be able to directly optimize for target metrics. If your target metric is CTR, CVR, whatever else, then by using supervision, you can always measure how successful you are, and you can deliver this point of view to product owners, to top management, whatever, to your team. And also you can gain subtle insights about the data, since modern regression and classification problems represented as a deep models also automatically creates features for you, and by introspecting the predictions you have made using the model, it's possible to gain some more information about data than if you will use just your gut feeling. So that means since supervised methods can connect the dots better than unsupervised methods, we have a potential of much higher accuracy. But also, supervised learning methods have several drawbacks. First is typically very difficult or expensive to get the labels. And also labels are typically very noisy and can be biased, depending on the capacity of those who provide the labels. And for that reason, in many companies, including even Tokopedia, the first attempt to the problem can be unsupervised. But actually, since supervised methods provide clear benefits and also a measurable way to model, apparently we shall find some middle ground between purely supervised and unsupervised methods.